New camera. Yeah, shooting with a new camera right now. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna keep it or not. I think so. Well, you know what it is because, well, you saw the title. Yes. So we're gonna go in here, and I've been using this camera now. This is just the camera mic for the last couple days, and we're going to talk about my thoughts. We're going to do an unboxing just to show you what comes in the box and compare it against my little Sony ZV-1, which honestly was probably one of my favorite cameras that I've actually bought this year because of my needs. All right, let's talk about this camera, shall we? It's just yucky outside, and we're heading away later on today. Well, today when you're seeing it, actually tomorrow for me, because I shoot a day in advance. Whatever. And we're actually going to be putting these two cameras right here up against each other. So the ZV-1 and the ZV-E10. On our trip, we're gonna vlog with them because we always shoot our little holidays, and we figured it would be a great way to test these two cameras. So make sure to watch for that video. Should probably come out, I would guess, next week. Today we're looking at actually this guy right here, the Sony ZV-E10. So you may be asking why did you buy it? So a couple reasons, actually. I have really been enjoying shooting or using the ZV-1, and whenever you see one of these videos, since I bought this past summer, it's been my top-down camera. And that was the primary reason that I bought it, is that I wanted to use an actual camera for this versus I was using an iPhone before. So very pleased with it for what I needed it for price-wise. Fantastic. It has that product showcase feature, which I was like, that's a complete win for me. So without question, it was the camera that fit all my needs. And that was the important part when you guys are looking at cameras, is what fits your needs. So it was a win. And again, today, this is what's shooting up top. So the Sony ZV-E10 got released a couple months ago, actually, I believe. A couple months ago, I'm not even 100% sure. So I'm late to the game, but I kind of was two things. Looking at a camera that maybe was a little more functional and gave me a bit better quality than the ZV-1, with the ability to possibly change lenses. And I looked at the 6000 series, and the pricing wasn't worth it for me to delve into a camera like that. So everything, again, I liked about the ZV-1 is kind of in the EV10 with that ability to change lenses. And for most of you here that watch this channel, you realize I shoot pretty much Canon cameras. So an R6, an RP over here, which is shooting this side shot. And a lot of the B-roll shots we shoot actually with the Canon EOS R, because it's got 4K with autofocus. That actually works. It's dual pixel, not like the RP, which is contrast, which sucks in 4K. So I use this one a lot. And when I go to take photos, this is the one I usually take most of the time because of its higher megapixel count. But it's heavy. It's heavy. And we went out to a little car show the other day, and I was, by the end of it, we were there for a couple hours. I was just like, yep, I'm tired of carrying this camera. So I came home and I was like, maybe I should look at an APS-C camera. And I've been talking about this forever, that Canon needs to release an RF mount APS-C camera, and they haven't. So I got myself a Sony. We had a company reach out to us and ask if we wanted to test an E-mount lens. And I was like, I don't have an E-mount camera, so maybe I should get one. So that kind of fueled the fire a little bit. Anyways, this is the box. I talked a lot there. This is the box. It definitely is a little bit of a bigger box compared to the ZV-1, which is to be expected. Now, I bought mine from Henry's here in Canada, which is a camera store. And I found it really odd. Number one is that I said I wanted it. They went up to the till. They didn't go in the back to get it. They pulled one right out of the counter, and I was like, that seems odd. And then they pulled it up, and usually, and I may be wrong here, but at least on all my Canon gear for sure, and I'm not even sure if my ZV-1 had this, usually there's a seal on the box, like right here, a seal that says, hey, this has never been opened. So the guy went and got it, brought it up to the box or to the counter, and he's like, here you go. And he opened it up. And he's like, so it's got a camera in it, and it's got a battery, and it's got, and I'm like, isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Why are you unwrapping my present? Why are you opening my new thing here in front of me? And I was a little confused. So, again, when I have bought from Henry's before, but this is the first time they ever like opened it all in front of me. I didn't understand that. Anybody can fill me in? Is that what they're supposed to be doing? Because you took the wow factor away from me, Henry, whoever you were. Yep. Anyways, this is what it comes with. You get a little register your product for a chance to win a prepaid card. Cool. Limited warranty, reference guide, a bunch of languages probably. Interchangeable lens, digital camera. Cool. You get a little QR code to scan to get their app. And again, this is pretty empty. Camera would normally come in here. USB stuff. You do get the little mic wind protector, which is same thing on the ZV-1, which is cool because they are interchangeable. You do get a little power adapter to charge your camera, because it doesn't come with a battery charger. I just dropped that. It doesn't come with a battery charger. I'm gonna put this stuff over there. You plug it into a USB-C into the wall, and it charges the camera. So I'm very happy that they gave me this, because if I got home and I didn't have that, there's the USB-C right there, and a little strap. Yeah, and yeah, I found it very weird that, like, I was reading their return policy online, and they're like, has to be an unopened, has to be a new state, like not that it's new, but like as if it's resellable. And I was like, feels weird that you're telling me I have to do this, and you open the box in front of me before I even pay for it. I don't know, odd. Anyways, here it is. This is it. This is the ZV-E10. And right off the bat, just kind of talking about some of the features that I like over and above, just before we get into the spec wise. Number one, it is interchangeable for sure. I do. That's one of the biggest things is it's an E-mount, which means I have access to the E-mount lenses. And another thing that I find really cool is that for most of you, you know that I have a lot of EF mount lenses, which are Canons, and you can get adapters that mount those lenses to this camera. So I'm gonna end up getting one of those for sure. The feel from it is a plastic body, but it's way heavier than the ZV-1. If you look, I'm looking at specs here. Weight, they have in ounces. 12 ounces is for the body only versus 10.4 ounces on the ZV-1, and that would include the lens. So I don't know if I have it here. So 294 grams for the ZV-1 versus 343 grams for this. So it really depends, right? If I was going to be out shooting a lot, you know, just farting around, that's right, I said it, farting around. Light is really good, but I find when you're trying to be really steady with anything, especially hand holding, having that extra bit of weight, as well as having a little bit bigger size, the grip's actually not bad. It's not the biggest grip in the world, but for an APS-C camera, it's okay. I don't mind it. The ZV-1, it's sort of, it says it's kind of got a grip, but not really. But point and shoot. But that extra 100 grams for me, I actually like. Now, if you're going to be wearing this or carrying it around in your pocket because you're traveling around and doing all kinds of stuff, the ZV-1 may be kind of nicer because you like the light, and maybe your pants could fall down more with this because it's bigger, and it just needs a bigger pocket to start with. Going over some of the specs here. These are specs that I found just like on B&H, just to give you guys a quick comparison. So the ZV-10, 24 megapixel versus 20 of the ZV-1. 4 megapixels is going to make a big difference, but it is an APS-C sensor versus a 1-inch sensor. So that's definitely going to give us more speed, I would think. And of course, the pixels and everything are going to be a bit bigger. So we should have better chance of success in low light. But in day-to-day shooting, will it be that big of a difference? I doubt it. As well as the fact that 4 megapixels, you know, we're pulling off some crazy stuff with 12, so 20 to 24, probably not huge. And if I look at my R6, which is 20, versus my RP, which is 30, I definitely get some benefits for cropping. But other than that, they do both very similar to each other. When you're looking at for video, it does say that the Sony has 4K up to 30, yep, which is the same on the ZV-1, 4K 30. You can do 120 frames in 1080 on both, which is excellent. But on the B&H website, it only says S-Log3 to an HLG on the ZV-1, but I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I've gone into all the profiles, and I'm pretty sure all of those are available on the ZV-E10 as well, even though they only say it's S-Log3. Maybe it was an update, but I'm pretty sure those were both there. ISO sensitivity, we have 100 to 12800 on the ZV-1, and we go all the way up to 32,000 on the E10, which can be extended or expanded up to 51,200. I would never shoot that, but it's there. Cool. Both have internal active IS, which is excellent, but this one has, I don't know if you guys can see it right on the lens here, right there. It does say optical steady shot. So I'm guessing that if you pair it with, this is just the kit lens, if you pair it with an optical IS lens, then you get the benefit of both, would be my guess. Again, this is my first Sony camera with interchangeable lens. So that's something. Both have fast hybrid autofocus, only 315 points. Is that a big deal? No, it's still a lot on the ZV-1. I've never found that to be much of a limiter, versus 425 on the ZV-1. 65% frame coverage on the ZV-1, 84% on the ZV-E10. Did I say that right before? This is 425 on the ZV-E10. You know, they could have just named it something different. I don't know. No viewfinder on either, but flip out screen on both. So for me, cool, right? If I'm shooting in bright light, having an EV is beneficial, right? The electronic viewfinder, definitely beneficial. But is it gonna kill me? No, I can usually figure things out. So here's a few things that I like. Both have the hot shoe if you want to use Sony stuff on both of them. Very cool. Both have the mic with the included wind muff. You can get this little wind muff thing here. You guys see it right there, which I actually like. You just take that and you slide it in the hot shoe, and it protects your mic right there. It actually works surprisingly well. I like that. I do like the fact that This has a physical slider for the on-off versus the ZV-1, which is a little button. I find when you have this on, the button is partially actually blocked by the fuzziness, so it's a little harder to, not that it's hard, but it's just a little harder to reach. Both have the defocus button, which is cool. This one here actually has a quick button to kind of go through your photo to video to your what's called S&O, which I believe is slow and well, basically slow and fast. I can't remember what the O stands for. Slow and the other one. Yeah. So I like that you can kind of toggle this a little easier than the ZV-1. Going back through here, this just feels a little bit more like a higher end camera versus the ZV-1, which is very limited in buttons, but you guys can see it there. Everything's there. Again, nice little rubber grip. You do get nice little strap mounts if you're a person that likes to use a strap. That's cool. And this probably is one of the biggest things. It sounds really silly, but on the ZV-1, if you need to change your battery or change your memory card or anything like that, same kind of slot, right? It's just kind of there on the side, but their tripod mount is like right on top of it. It's like right beside the door. So if you're like me, where you have like this on this camera, you'll notice with this camera, I can open the door still. I can get access to the memory card. I can get access to the battery. Perfect. On the ZV-1, nope. I gotta literally take the mount off. So for those that are shooting, and that's most of us, right? These are, or even the ZV-1 was a vlog camera that I actually have to take the mount off to change my battery. And if you look at the battery, I don't have one here, I don't think, but the battery on the ZV-1, it's so small. You're getting, I think it's 200 and something shots versus I think it's 400 and something on this one. And this battery, it's an older style battery, but it's definitely bigger than the battery that's in the ZV-1. I can't go out shooting with the ZV-1 without having at least 1 or 2 batteries in my pocket. Now they're small, which is great, but you're gonna blow through those hands down without question. I have ordered some extra batteries for this, just third party, because I find that they work fine for what I do. But even doing these videos, my ZV-1, every one of these I shoot, that camera, one video, then the battery goes in the charger and we replace it with another one, because you never know if it's going to make it through that second one. This one I think says like an hour and a half for video, I think it is. So that's pretty good. The other thing that I like on this is, especially with this lens, I guess you have the ability to do your wide and your telephoto rocker from here, which is cool, same as the ZV-1, but you can also do it from here. So if you're a person that wants to hold it up here and move, you can do it from here, or you can literally just kind of move the rings. So you got a couple options as to how this lens and that telephoto work. Now, the one thing, and again, I don't know if this is supposed to, and I ask all of you out there that have this camera, I'm gonna turn it on. Ready? Pop. You hear that? Yeah, like, I don't know if it's, maybe it is. Maybe that's the optical image stabilizer that's in there. But that's, I don't know, that just doesn't seem right, because it just doesn't. And I don't know if I should trust that, or if I should go back to Henry and be like, what's going on with this? Please leave comments below if you have a ZV-E10 and you're, like, even now. I don't know. It doesn't seem to affect it, or maybe it is and I just don't realize it, right? As I said, I'll be going out this weekend. For the full weekend, we're heading out, well, tomorrow, but today for you guys that are watching it. And we're gone for basically 2.5 days. And I'm going to be shooting with the ZV-1 and the ZV-E10 in parallel with each other, if I can. And see if I can find out if it's worth it. If it's worth it. Because, you know, I see a lot of reviewers being like, oh, they're the same price. Well, no. The ZV-1 is the same price as the E10 with no lens. Yes, no lens. And I was all like, oh, it's got a 16 to 50. It's going to give me a wide. But 16 to 50, the APS-C has a 1.5 times crop, which means this is a 24 to 75. which is a 24-75 versus the ZV-1's 24-70. So basically the exact same lens. But the ZV-1 can go down to 1.8, whereas this is a 3.5. So I'm curious. I'm really curious to see the difference in image quality. I'm having a feeling that I don't know if I'm going to see a lot, but we'll find that out next week. All right, my friends, this is my first look and kind of an unboxing of the ZV-10 and putting it up against the ZV-1, and we'll see if I keep it. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that little notification bell, because we will be having another video or 2 or 3 in regards to this little camera. And that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Later.